ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
The war has changed. That warning from the CDC tonight as an internal report suggests the Delta variant of COVID can spread like the chicken pox. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. As ABC's Steve Osunsami reports, the CDC believes the Delta variant is up to 3 times more contagious than the original strain.
Public health officials are trying to warn Americans that this new Delta variant of the coronavirus not only is more contagious, but has changed the nature of the way that we are fighting this pandemic. After looking at the latest outbreaks around the world, authorities here at the CDC believe that this new variant is at least 3 times as contagious as Ebola, bird flu, and the common cold. Just one person sick with the original strain could easily infect an average of 2 to 3 people in close contact. The CDC now believes that number is up to 9. They are looking very closely at an outbreak in Provincetown, Massachusetts, where a number of people who were already vaccinated came down with the disease, and they believe that this is because of the Delta variant. They found that 90% of the people they've tested so far were sick with the Delta variant. This has increased the calls for wearing masks indoors in places across the country. Late today, the president was asked if Americans should expect to see more restrictions because of COVID-19, and he replied, most likely so. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Atlanta.
Also tonight, major employers are now following government agencies and requiring their employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19 or go through frequent testing. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala spoke to an expert who predicts the list of employers cracking down on those vaccinations will continue to grow.
A legal analyst I spoke to says it seems like incentives and encouragement aren't working too well, and he expects a lot of businesses to do what the county did and start requiring vaccines as well.
The carrot isn't working. It's time for the stick, because we have got to get out of this nightmare we've been living through for the last year and a half.
The County of San Diego announced Thursday that by mid-August, it'll begin requiring county employees to verify COVID-19 vaccination or undergo regular testing. The same applies for state and federal workers, including tens of thousands here in San Diego. Companies like Disney, Walmart, Google, and Facebook have also put certain vaccination mandates in place, which raises the question, can employers legally require workers to be vaccinated?
Employers are allowed to mandate vaccination subject to exceptions for religious objections and medical conditions and disabilities.
Legal analyst Dan Eaton says even where those exceptions apply, employers have to find a way to keep the workplace safe, like requiring unvaccinated employees to undergo regular mandatory testing for COVID, plus social distancing and masking. He says right now, more legal authorities, including the Department of Justice, are weighing in because the vaccines currently only have emergency use authorization from the FDA, not full approval.
They are saying that, look, this emergency use authorization is not an obstacle to private employers mandating vaccination. So you're going to see more and more employers mandating vaccination as these legal uncertainties recede.
Still, he expects to see a lot of pushback in court, not only in the coming months, but for years to follow.
The one thing you can guarantee in California is that if you have a mandate, whether it's imposed by the government or it's imposed by an employer, you are going to have a lawsuit.
Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
And the county is reporting our highest one-day case number since early February. There were more than 1,200 confirmed cases in San Diego County yesterday. The one piece of good news, there are no reports of any new deaths.
Hospitals across the county are gearing up for a surge in new patients now that cases are on the rise again. Scripps Health hospitals are seeing a greater volume of COVID patients. Hospitals are bringing back negative pressure rooms to keep air contained and decrease potential spread of the infection.
We're up to 84 patients in-house at Scripps. 14 of those are in the intensive care unit. And then we have between a 12 and 17% rate of patients who have been vaccinated who are also being admitted.
Surge planning is happening at other local hospitals as well. Sharp Healthcare is reviewing their surge capacity and staffing levels. Kaiser retained their expanded capacities in case of a surge.
The Sweetwater Union High School District has released new numbers for positive cases at their schools. 47 students and staff in the entire district have tested positive for COVID-19 as of this morning. As our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us, the district plans on releasing positive case numbers weekly.
These are the new numbers showing Sweetwater Union High School District's COVID-19 positive cases, 47 cases total, with the most cases at Eastlake and Southwest High, each with 6. The district has nearly 40,000 students. The 47 cases make up less than 1% of the population. The district plans on releasing these numbers weekly.
The reason why we are seeing the cases at our school sites is because our students and our staff are part of the community. And so it's a result of community spread.
Any students that test positive must isolate at home for 10 days. The district says they'll notify all close contacts.
You haven't received any notification, then your student was not in close contact with anyone who has recently tested positive for COVID.
If they are unvaccinated and asymptomatic, they can still stay in class, but must take COVID-19 test up to 4 times in a 10-day interval. All symptomatic cases must stay home until symptoms are gone. Thursday, ABC 10 News spoke to parents who said they felt their kids were safe back at school.
I feel that the schools are taking the proper precautions to have them back in class, and that it's good for the kids to be around their friends.
The district is offering testing and vaccines, but neither are mandated. Masks are required indoors at all times. If parents don't agree with the close contact protocol, the students must isolate at home for 10 days and then return to campus as long as the student is asymptomatic. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
The FDA is putting all hands on deck to speed the final approval of Pfizer's COVID vaccine. The Pfizer vaccine, along with Moderna's and Johnson & Johnson's, currently only have emergency use authorization. Health experts say full approval could give people more confidence in the vaccine and encourage them to get the shot. San Diegans are primarily getting their COVID vaccines at traditional clinics. The county says pharmacies are giving the most, more than 100,000 doses during the month of July. Community clinics are a distant second with 20,000 doses given. Private doctors, county-run sites, and hospitals collectively gave just under 40,000 shots. And just over 70% of San Diego County residents have been fully vaccinated against the virus.
The federal ban on evictions will expire tomorrow after members of Congress left Washington without reaching a deal on an extension. Despite that, there are still 2 separate moratoriums protecting San Diego renters. One is at the state level, which is in effect until October 1st. There are also further protections within San Diego County.
Within San Diego County, unless you have a non-payment of rent and have not provided a declaration of hardship, or you pose a health and safety risk, your landlord is prohibited from even serving you with any type of notice.
Right now, the county ban is set to expire in 2 weeks on August 14th, opening the door for evictions to continue. It's unclear at this point whether county leaders will extend the eviction moratorium.